Hey guys, so today we are answering a subscriber question, and the question in question was, Frederick, do you find that there is a sort of elitism in web development, considering the way that people demonize or make ridicule languages such as JavaScript and PHP? So let's get into it. Well, yeah, I would say so. It's there is an elitism in software development. I mean, this is in no way exclusive to programming whatsoever. Any field where one group gets to feel as if what they're doing is more hardcore or better or something like that. I mean, people with a very low self-esteem and, well, I will call, because that's what it boils down to, will have the need to express to other people that whatever they're doing is better than what somebody else is doing. And the thing that they often fail to realize is that not everybody is competing with them. No, not everybody cares whether or not what they do is perceived to be more advanced. It's about people making choices that are right for them and work for their situation. It's not a competition, it never was, but to them it is because of personal issues, I would say. And I mean, it's not like it's completely unfounded all the time. I mean, depending on how you look at it, the quality of programmers that usually come from these different languages will absolutely matter. You may have seen a video where I've talked about this before, where the likelihood of you getting into the corporate mindset of the way of building really good enterprise applications, it actually goes up if you're in a language that has a culture around building that sort of application. So say Java and C# are the sorts of languages that are primarily used to do this, which means that all the content and like all the tutorials around it is usually kind of geared towards that sort of development. This is not true for JavaScript and PHP. PHP has traditionally been used to build hobby level applications or applications of a much lower complexity. It's not like it's not used for it. It's just that there's a culture around building applications at a smaller scale. And JavaScript is in a very similar sort of situation. But honestly, you kind of have to deal with that. It doesn't matter if it's programming or sports or whatever. There's always somebody out there who is going to try to make make you feel like your choices aren't good ones. And what you really have to ask yourself is whether or not that matters to you. It's easy for me to say that it doesn't really matter because I've had a lot of practice to kind of blur all that noise out. If you're younger or like a more junior person within your field, it might not be so easy. But all I can tell you is that ask yourself if it really matters. If you meet a C++ developer and you're a master and you're really good at JavaScript, you are a lot hotter on the job market than this person. And if they make you feel bad because you're working in a toy language, why? Remember, there's no logical reason as to why it would be bad to choose to pick JavaScript. A favorite of mine that I can give you for free, which is a question I so far I haven't gotten a really good straight answer to it, is that what I find hilarious about this badge talking for example, JavaScript from the C and C++ers, the real programmers, is that how is it that a language such as C and C++, which is by far and wide one of the most error-prone languages there are, it's considered to be cool to master all that bullshit and all those hazards that come with that language. But in JavaScript case, it's just that the language is bad. You see, from my perspective, it's a very similar situation where if you know what you're doing, there's no problem with JavaScript. It can do exactly what you want it to do. It's just that you have to take the time to become a master of it. And the same argument can be said for CSS. The same argument is true for C and C++. So think about that. In one context, you're cool because you understand and can master these hazards. and in the other, the language is just shitty. So if you think about it that way, you very quickly start to realize that this is not coming from some type of informed, objective evaluation. It is, as the question in question stated, it's about elitism. It's about one person feeling the need to feel superior to another. So what I want you to take away from this is that you are going to face some forms of elitism. It's if you want to avoid it completely, you will probably have to, I don't know, either work in C, C++, Haskell, one of the high-end, I don't know why they became cool, but they are like the coolest languages, and you probably should get yourself a PhD and probably try to work for Google. If you're that sort of profile, then maybe you will be completely untouchable by these elitist people, or you can simply work on your personal security and realize that programming is about solving problems, given the context that you have, and the tools that you have are just that. Each language is simply a tool for you to solve that problem. What matters is whether or not you actually know how to solve these problems. And what I think is funny is that usually the people who blab the most about PHP and JavaScript and whatever language they pick isn't, they're not really good, these are bad languages, are also the sort of people who have no fucking clue what they're doing in these languages, even though these languages are among the biggest job providers in the world. So sure, you feel welcome to belittle things that are more popular and gives you more opportunities out there, because, and I hope you will join me, because the people who learn these things, we're doing pretty well, and it's not like we don't have we don't have the capacity to sit down and learn C and C++ or go into into these lower level languages if we wanted to. I mean, I'm sorry, dude, you're not special. If you want to believe that you're special, then sure. If that makes you sleep at night, but anything you can do, I can learn. I mean, anybody can learn. You're not special. Trust me. Have a great day.